Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cardinal Sports Live. This week, we're talking men's volleyball, softball, and of course, we'll wrap things up with the fan favorite whodunit. This is Cardinal Sports Live Plus. This is Cardinal Sports Live Plus. And we are back in the studio ready to break down some Ball State athletics as we near the end of the coldest and snowiest week so far here in Muncie. I'm your host, Kase Johnson, and with me, as always, are my two analysts, Ethan Moore and Logan Wilson. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
I'm on top of the world right now. I'm so happy to finally be back. It has been way too long, and we got a Super Bowl in a week. Logan, how are you feeling?
I'm doing great, man, and I'm hungry. So are you guys feeling some Chick-fil-A later?
I'm down for Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A.
It's a classic.
As you would say, North Dining's finest.
It is North Dining's finest. Before we move on, shout out my brother. Happy birthday, or belated birthday. It was Tuesday. I hope he had a great piece of cake for his birthday.
I love a good cake.
Me too.
Let's kick things off with the men's volleyball. The Cardinals are currently ranked number 10, but some could argue they deserve to be higher. Do you guys think Ball State should be ranked above 10, and why?
I think it's pretty obvious that they should. They're currently 10th, like you said. They are 6-1, and their only loss came against the number one team in the nation, UCLA. And in that game, it was insanely close. Yes, I know you look on the scoreboard, it's 3-1, but those first three sets were insanely close. Set 1, 25-22 in favor of Ball State. Set 2, 24-26, and set 3 was also 24-26, both of those in favor of UCLA. One thing goes differently. Ball State could have swept UCLA, and Ball State is 1-1 against ranked opponents. They beat 16 Stanford, who at the time was ranked 13th, and they beat Charleston, who was ranked at the time. Currently, they're out of the rankings, but they could be 2-1 against ranked teams if you're counting Charleston. Ball State is second in the nation in kills per set at 13.6. They're sixth in the nation in aces per set with 2. Third in the nation in hitting percentage with .406. Second in the nation in assists per set with 12.6. They are top of the nation in 4 of the biggest and most important categories statistics-wise in the nation. And you look at 2 of the teams in front of them, number 9, Lewis, is 5-2. They beat Stanford 3-0. They lost to number 14, Penn State 1-3. They lost to Pepperdine 2-3. They're 1-2 against ranked teams. There is no way this Lewis team should be ahead of Ball State at the moment.
I'm kind of on the same page as you. I think Lewis, I'm not mad that they're ahead of us, but I think Ball State definitely has an argument. And when I look at the stats, Ball State is a lot better offensively than Lewis. Right now, Ball State is averaging 13.76 kills per set compared to Lewis's 12.3 kills per set. And then Ball State, this is where a huge difference in the numbers. Ball State only has 87 errors right now compared to Lewis's 113 errors. And then right now, Ball State has a 406 hitting percentage compared to Lewis, 312 hitting percentage. So overall, like on the attack, Ball State is way better than Lewis. Lewis does have a better, stronger defensive team. They have more digs and blocks, but right now, I have to go with Ball State over them. But there's another team that just makes me a little angry that they're ahead of Ball State, and that is Loyola Chicago. Because if you look at Loyola Chicago and the common opponents these two teams have, Ball State beat Stanford a lot more convincingly than Loyola beat Stanford. Ball State won 3-1. Loyola went to 5 sets with Stanford, and they very well could have lost that game. They both played UCLA. Like you said, when Ball State played UCLA, they might have lost that 3-1, but that was a lot closer than it may have seemed. Loyola Chicago, they didn't really stand a chance against them. And then there was one other common opponent, or was those the two I want to touch on? But Ball State's going to get a chance to play these teams a few times this year, and it starts on March 5th. They will play Loyola, and then March 7th they play Lewis. So those two games right there, Ball State's going to be able to show that they should be ranked higher than these two teams. Is there any other teams you think they should be ranked higher than?
Not really, but I want to build off of that Loyola Chicago take. They are 3-3, and they have had one of the most difficult starts to a schedule we've seen in recent time. They had a series against Hawaii, who is ranked 3rd, where they split, both teams winning 1 apiece. They did beat Stanford, but then they then they lost to UCLA and they lost to Pepperdine. They're 2-3 against ranked teams. You cannot tell me a team that is 3-3 should be ahead of a team that is 6-1 when that 6-1 team has beat ranked teams as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring up, efficiency-wise, Ball State is better than BYU and Loyola Chicago, the two teams above them. Ball State is hitting 41%, and BYU is hitting 35%, and then Loyola Chicago is hitting 30%. And against UCLA, the number 1 ranked team in the nation, we hit better in that game against them than either teams have hit all season. So I just wanted to bring that up. We are looking efficient. We're like
really are.
a 2010s DeRozan midi. It's looking
that is as efficient as it gets.
That is efficient as it gets. And looking ahead, Ball State faces Maryland, Eastern Shore, and George Mason. And what should fans be watching in these matchups, and what are the keys to success for the Cardinals to come out on top?
Starting off with the Maryland Eastern Shore game, a lot of people are wondering, who is Maryland Eastern Shore?
I wonder that too.
And fair reasoning, because this is their first year as a Division I volleyball or men's volleyball program, and they're actually the first HBCU Division I volleyball program, so good for them. They come out of the Northeast Conference, but they've started this year off hot. They have yet to lose a game as a Division I volleyball team. They are 4-0, so you're wondering, this might be a pretty solid team. I don't think so. They may be 4-0, but they have yet to play a D1 team yet.
Wow.
There's their 5th game of the year, and their first D1 team they have to play is the number 10 ranked Ball State Cardinals. So I honestly feel kind of bad for them. They're just going straight into the fire after playing those teams. Not just like a soft D1 team. No, they got to play Ball State. But there's some players I looked on this team, and they got some guys. And I wanted to talk about their 5th-year senior, Kenyon Hayes, who is their primary setter for this team. Through 15 sets this year, he has recorded 161 assists, which is very impressive for a setter. Overall, I think he's probably their best player right now. But who do we got next after we got Maryland?
Right after that, on Saturday, they take on George Mason. George Mason had a lot of hype on them going into the season. They're ranked 19th in the preseason poll, ranked 20th in the Week 1 poll. But everything has gone south for George Mason. To start off the season, 3 consecutive losses to Catawba College, lost to Ohio State, who's ranked 13th, lost to number 2 Long Beach State, and all of these losses have been poor. They got swept by Long Beach State. Yes, I know they're the number 2 team in the nation, but please put up somewhat of a fight. Same with Ohio State. They got swept. 2 of the sets against Ohio State were close, 24-26, 27-29. Then right after that, it was 17-25. And the same thing can kind of be said against when they played Long Beach State. They started off well, 21-25 and 16-25. They lose so much energy after the first set. They get down on themselves very quickly, and that is the issue with this George Mason team. And then they have a win against Merrimack where they won 3-0, and the coach said, Hosak said, he schedules the games, right? And the first 5 games are always very difficult. That's what he said, so they can find out about the inconsistencies with this team. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, your team might be just consistently bad. You look at the stats, a .217 hitting percentage. What are we doing?
Stinky.
That's horrible. Horrible. 10.7 kills per set, 0.7 aces per set, 9.9 assists per set. These are terrible numbers considering you were ranked to start the year. Not even in just the preseason polls, but even in Week 1, you were ranked top 20. I just don't understand how you fall off this drastically and you fail to win sets against ranked teams when you are ranked yourselves. They're just not living up to the hype right now, and they're not playing coherent volleyball. They're relying completely on their hitters. They're relying on Welton, their pin hitter. They're relying on Robert on the opposite side, and their setter is not doing anything well. Georgi Zarayev, however you say his name, sorry if I mispronounced that, he's been horrible this season. His assist numbers are down. He is not getting the ball effectively to Wilton on the pin side. This team needs to improve, and I think Ball State might slam them.
Set predictions, both games?
I'm going 3-0 both ways.
I'm going 3-0, and I'm going to say thanks to Patrick Rogers. He's coming off co-offensive player week in the MIVA. Last week, he had 25 kills in 6 sets with a .564 hitting percentage. So I just wanted to give a special shout-out to him because he's an absolute baller and needed to be recognized. Case, what's happening this week?
I just wanted to point out, shout out to Maryland Eastern Shore. Congratulations, first-year program, 4-0. But unfortunately, you guys are going to be rewarded with your first loss. This is going to be a 3-0 sweep, and I also believe that for George Mason. If they're having a hard time and getting swept by number 13 Ohio State, I don't see this being an issue for Ball State for a clean sweep both ways. And now let's switch gears and talk softball. The Cardinals are headed to the FGCU Kickoff Classic this February. Who are the players to watch for this year, and what impact do you think they will have?
One player that I'm looking at is a transfer from Queens.
Actually, wait.
Oh.
Can I go first for a moment?
No, yeah, that's fine. You can knock it off.
I just wanted to get it out of the way so I can shout out this player. And I've got Maya Pietzrak, junior shortstop. She is a dynamic two-way player who's easily one of the team's most impactful players. 2025 first-team All-MAC, and she's already on the map for our conference. In MAC play last season, she led Ball State players and tied for top of the conference for runs scored with 59, which is top 20 nationally, and a huge offensive indicator already. She finished second on the team last season for batting average with a .376 and an on base of .483 and a slugging percentage of .576, which is insane at any level, to be honest. And she also had 7 home runs and 25 RBIs, showing power and clutch hitting skills, and multiple instances of a game-winning run in MAC play, including extra base hits, doubles, and triples. And defensively, many putouts and double plays, showing her reliability in the middle. An absolute dominant two-way player. So shout out to Maya Pietzrak.
Well, I'll get into mine. I already said it's a transfer from Queens, Lindsay Durock. She's a senior from Bloomington, Illinois, and she has been one of the best players on Queens for the past 3 years, playing from 2023 to 2025, appearing in 150 separate games. She was the first baseman for Queens all 3 years, and she was one of the better contact hitters in the nation. She will be playing infield here at Ball State. Not entirely sure if it will be at first base quite yet. They haven't fully released that. But if I had to make a call, I would say she will be playing first base. You look at her career stats, they don't jump off the paper initially. .243 batting average, 7 home runs, a .331 on-base percentage, a .977 fielding percentage, and 43 RBIs. You look at those, and you're not saying, wow, these numbers are great. But then you look at her most recent year at Queens, man, did she improve. .331 batting average, first on Queens. 53 hits on Queens, for Queens, sorry. That was also first on Queens. 4 home runs, .390 batting base percentage, .481 slugging. Past 2 years, she had a .254 slugging percentage. She has been consistently improving, getting better each year. .975 fielding percentage, and she started all 52 games for Queens last year. She has been phenomenal, and she has a clutch gene. Her first home run on the season last year for Queens was in the 6th inning, and it was a solo blast when they were down in the scorecards. It was 11-8 at one point. She had that homer, led that team, giving them energy, come from behind win over West Georgia. And when you look at what she said when she transferred to Ball State, she said, Ball State gave me the opportunity to get the most out of myself during my final year of play. The campus, coaches, and players make this program special and something I knew I had to be a part of. That is the energy you want to be bringing into this program, and I think she's going to have a great year for the Cardinals.
Now heading into my player, I'm going with arguably one of the best two-way players in the nation, Ella Whitney. In the D1 softball preseason position player rankings, She was the 9th two-way player in the nation. So not only is she getting it done pitching, she is a great hitter as well. On the pitching side of the ball, she had 20 wins last season, which was only the 7th time that's happened in Ball State program history. And then she also posted a 2.84 ERA, which would be 2nd in the MAC. So honestly, one of the best pitchers in the MAC. And then you go look at her hitting stats and it's like, oh, she does not just pitch. She had a 299 batting average for Ball State, which was 2nd on the team last year. And then she also had 10 home runs. So just overall great player. I think we got the next Shohei Ohtani on our hands. But shout out to Ella Whitney for having some great years in the past, and I expect even more this year.
And the FGCU Kickoff Classic features multiple matchups against teams like Charlotte, Long Island, and host FGCU. What should Ball State do to start the season strong in this classic?
I fully expect Ella Whitney, who I just talked about, to go out and have some great pitching performance. And I want to set the tone with some good pitching performances and some good, just overall good fielding. Because last year, Ball State was a very solid fielding team in the MAC. They had 50 errors compared to their opponents who had 66 errors. So they're playing a much better, just clean defense overall. Mm-hmm. And as you see on the screen, we have 5 games this weekend, including 2 against Long Island. We play Charlotte, Florida Gulf Coast University, who's the host, and then we also play Southern Illinois. How do you think we're going to fare against these teams?
Yeah, look at that Charlotte game. Ball State's going to try and get their get back. They lost to Charlotte last year on February 22nd, where it was 9-8. In that game, Ball State easily should have won. They had some mistakes, and Charlotte was just not good last year. They were batting .275 as a team while allowing a pretty high batting average around .320. Ball State should have won that game. They're going to come into this one with vengeance. You look at Long Island, they're coming off an above 500 season. You're looking at FGCU. They went around 500. And then Southern Illinois jumps out to me, 33-20 last year. Southern Illinois was a pretty good team, but they have always and historically struggled away from home. They went 3-8 in neutral site games last year, and in total 13-17, whether it was away or neutral site games. They are not good when they're out of Illinois. And then they have to play Long Island again for the 2nd time. There is no reason that the Ball State Cardinals go under 500. I see them winning at least 3 games in this slate, and I honestly see them going 4-1.
I have a similar prediction to you. I also have Ball State finishing this weekend going 4-1. I see them splitting between FGCU or Charlotte. Those 2 teams are probably, I think, the 2 tougher teams in this competition. But overall, I think it's going to be a good weekend for the Cardinals. Start the year off right. 4-1, that's a great way.
Great way to start.
The vibes will be through the roof after we go 4-1 this weekend.
We might go 5-0.
Honestly, I wouldn't put 5-0 out the,
I think we might get the brooms out against Long Island. I think we'll beat FGCU. I'm just a little scared of Charlotte. Yeah. A little scared of Charlotte.
Clean sweep. And now it's time for our final segment. You know it, you love it. Who done it? This time we're doing a playoff edition. So the rules are simple. Each of us picked one NFL player's stats line from this postseason. We're going to read the stats out loud, and the other 2 will try and guess who done it. This is why. Oh, look, we got our little record.
Look at that! Look at that! Look who's in the middle. Man. Myself, 8-2, the only one with a record above 500. And for you those that are just tuning in for the first time and are wondering why Kase has a different amount of guesses, it's because Logan did not let him guess one time.
For show jitters.
I want to get this off my chest. Kase was getting that wrong anyway.
He was.
Because Kase got lucky because it got a loss off his record because he said, I know it's not this player, and that was the player. And I just skipped I totally skipped him because I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't know who it is. I should have gave him a guess, but his guess probably would have been wrong. But Kase, let's get into your who done.
All right, this is wild card, divisional, and championship games. This could be anyone. I have a running back. This player put up 9 carries, 39 yards, and 0 tutties. Is it Kyron Williams, Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks, or James Cook?
Kase, I just want to say this is absolutely disgusting that you
because James Cook played in multiple games. Which James Cook game was this?
The one where he had 0 tutties.
Okay.
I really don't know who to guess here.
And Woody Marks also appeared. Ramondre, all these guys appeared in different games.
I'm going Kyron Williams.
I was also going to go Kyron because Blake Corum got a bunch of the carries in the second game. The third. I'm going to go Kyron.
No, it's Kyron.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
It is.
Case, I just hope you know
That was horrible.
Disgusting putting a stat line
Kyron
up.
appeared in 3 different games.
That
Are we
was
serious?
disrespectful.
And you still got him. Look, that's how.
Yeah, but still, it's a curveball, but it didn't even reach the plate. So for my whodunit, 6 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown. I actually put who they played against.
Yeah,
Is it
thank you.
A, DeMarcus Robinson versus the Eagles? Is it B, Parker Washington against the Buffalo Bills? Is it C, Christian Kirk versus the Steelers? Or is it D, Marvin Mims, also against the Bills?
That's good.
Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta write that down. Bills. And who were the first teams they played?
Can I submit my guess or can I wait for Case?
You can go ahead and book it now.
I'm going with A.
You're going A, DeMarcus Robinson.
Yep.
Who were the teams they played?
DeMarcus Robinson, Eagles. Parker Washington, Bills. Christian Kirk, Steelers. And Mims was also the Bills.
Oh, Steelers and Bills. Okay, wait. And a tutty. Okay.
And a tutty. 6 receptions, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Come on, Case. We ain't got all day.
The shot clock is about to expire.
You're not going to have a vote. You're going to have 2 less guesses.
Give me D.
One of you guys did get it right, and it is A, DeMarcus Robinson.
I knew some wide receiver stat lines because I'm going wide receiver / tight end myself. My player had 107 yards, 7 catches, and a touchdown. My options are A, Xavier Legette in the wild card round, B, Colston Loveland in the wild card round, C, Parker Washington in the wild card round, and D, Marvin Mims in the divisional round.
I'm going B, and if it's B, I'm throwing this pen at you.
Yeah, I don't. So you put Loveland against the Rams?
No, wild card against the Packers.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. I don't like this. I don't think it's Legette. I remember Washington's and Mims because they were on my list, but I forget their exact stat line.
They're both pretty similar.
They really were. I love Marvin Mims, but I'm pretty sure it's like 89 yards. Give me C, Parker Washington.
The answer was C, Parker Washington.
You rage baited me.
Let's go.
You know, Colston Loveland was great to put on there because I got to rage bait both of you guys. Colston Loveland had like 130 yards against the Packers, and Case is a well-known Colston Loveland supporter.
You're just slandering Tyler Ward, and I don't like it. You're trying to say it's just not true.
Life feels great being the first one to have double-digit wins. 10-2 has never felt or looked better.
I've been on the pursuit to 500 after I started 0-4. And I am finally back at 500, so
let's go.
I'm not back at 500.
Let's go.
I got to 500.
Back, and
I'm happy for you. I'm proud. Now look at you.
That's it. That's
Did
it.
you get both wrong?
I did.
You're in the basement.
Bye-bye, boy.
That's it. That's who done it. Isn't
Thank
it?
you, fans.
That's it.
Are we going? What do we do now?
We might come back with who done it for basketball or baseball.
We gotta do basketball.
We do gotta do basketball.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Cardinal Sports Live Plus. Thank you all for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BSU_CSL, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content and highlights from everyone here in the studio, my 2 analysts, and all of you watching. I'm your host, Case Johnson. Thank you for tuning in, and as always,
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
go Seahawks.
No,
Thank you.
yeah.